Good morning. My name is Brian Walters, and I'm proud to say that this great man was my uncle. Evan, Cheryl, and Kevin asked me to help them tell their story in their own words about what Uncle Ferris meant to them. And I'll get to that in just a second, but I just want to say a few words about what Uncle Ferris meant to me and my family. Uncle Ferris was the older brother of my father, Terrence Walters. Some of you may know him as Teacher Walters. And Daddy and Mommy left Jamaica in '79. And so for 3 years we lived in Baileystown with our aunt. And Cherry was not married at that time, and so there was no man in the house. And I'm positive that there was no conversation held between Daddy and Uncle Ferris. But Uncle Ferris naturally slipped into the role of surrogate father for the four of us. And I'll tell you, one of the things that we look forward to most is just looking down Miss Hazel's shop to see Uncle Ferris's car down there. Because we knew that when we went down there, it would be basically Christmas in July, right? Any time that we went down there, it was just as though he was seeing his own children. So you would get sweets, you would get drops, gizzard, grita cake, anything that you wanted. And it's something that might seem simple, but it literally was just him naturally fitting into that role. And he played that role faithfully for 3 years until we left Jamaica in '82. So I just want to say on behalf of me and my family how much we love and appreciate Uncle Ferris. So, with that said, here are the words of Cheryl, Kevin, and Evan. First, Cheryl. It is never easy to accept the death of a loved one, especially when you did not say goodbye. Death can be so sudden, and the grief that's felt often leaves an empty space in our hearts. Our father was a very reserved, humble, and hardworking man. But beneath that quiet, reserved exterior was a smart, gentle, kind, and caring man who was loved dearly by his family and respected by his friends. I know that he can no longer be seen by the human eye, but his spirit, values, and love will live on in us. Sleep well, my dear father. Kevin. For me, Dad has always been a strong father figure in my life. I saw him as a provider, counselor, and a pillar of strength. I always remember that deep voice calling me, Kevin, Kevin, make sure the door is shut properly. He was always a man of order and structure. One thing that many here can attest to is my dad's love for a good, robust conversation. Whether it was politics, domestic or international, crime situation here in Jamaica, or just farming in general. My dad was always up for a good conversation. He loved the back and forth dialogue. And if there was an agreement on an issue or topic, you would hear that infamous, ah. So Dad, you'll be greatly missed, and I am proud to have known you all my life. Thank you for all that you have done for our family and friends. May your soul rest in peace. Of course, we just heard that Evan has a doctorate degree in education, so of course his was the longest. Evan, Dad has always had a profound impact on me in shaping who I am today in terms of my values and approach to life. He was and is that embodiment of a role model, a hero and a person who I continue to aspire to be like. The many reaffirming life lessons centered on embracing life's journey with focus, humility, and pride, helping the less fortunate, showing respect for your elders, regardless of their economic status, and the way he treated his wife, my mother, well, not my mother, his mother, was just some of the reinforcing principles of a father and husband exemplar that I as a kid and ultimately as a man was fortunate to witness, experience, and learn from. As we all know, Dad, or as he was affectionately called, Comfort, was a quiet and unassuming personality. He did not say much. In fact, he did not need to. He made being quiet cool. He was a great listener, and he genuinely cared about his family and friends. In fact, when I think about it more, Dad was a worrywart, just like my mom, but he was more creative in hiding it. Evan, when last year from Kevin, Cheryl, or your uncle or aunt them was a constant staple in my many phone conversations. And as my wife would remind me, he would engage you and get you to divulge every detail and would quietly ask you over and over until the situation was resolved. On the other side of the spectrum, for those of us who knew him well, he possessed a devious comedic side, which he was able to effectively shelter and strategically use in engaging in the numerous debates that he would have with his friends. As he would say oftentimes after kissing his teeth aloud and shaking his head with that devious grin, them don't know that me pick up on that long time ago, man. A Barbridge me come from and a teacher how teach me, you know. Finally, Dad was a man of wisdom. With me being in America and experiencing life's many opportunities and challenges, I always had that reassuring support and guidance from my personal counselor and consultant in the form of Dad. His interest in my life as a student, professional, husband, and father was unparalleled. Now, I know that he would disagree with me many a times and that he would chat me many times with mom behind my back, but you would never hear it directly from him. He would just have that uncanny way of staying engaged, remembering the people, the situations, and the institutions with whom I interacted. Simply put, he loved and cared about my success and happiness. Dad, I, Rhonda, and EJ love you and will truly miss your smile. Yes, he smiled a lot. Your words of wisdom and your ever reaffirming presence. You've now retired shoes that no man will fill, and time will never diminish the love, the pride, and the admiration that we feel for you today. We will always thank God for your life, your love, and your legacy that you have left with us. You can see it now, with your right hand on the side of your face and head slightly leaned to the right. We know that you are now with the angels. Rest